Just about the time the Bears head down to New Orleans for the Super Bowl, an amateur athlete from that part of the country will be competing on the other side of the world in a sport where the hitting is even harder.
On a still night in Saucier, Mississippi, in a backyard gym built by his father, 22-year-old Jerry Goff trains for the fight of his life. At 6'3", 197 pounds, Goff is the national heavyweight champion and the pride of Sherwood Golf, who's coached and promoted his son through more than 200 amateur fights. Later this month, Jerry travels to Moscow, not with his father, but as a member of the U.S. boxing team, to face the #1 amateur heavyweight in the world, Alexander Yagubkin of the Soviet Union.
It gives him the opportunity to face the best. Several thousand miles away, I'll be sitting on pins and needles till it's all over, just like any other father or any other coach.
He's #1 in the United States, and be over there trying to make the United States a winner.
I think it's the best thing that ever happened to Saucier, Mississippi.
My friends, they all say, "Oh, you're another Rocky going to the Soviet Union, gonna fight. You gotta do it just like Rocky."
Of course, no one does it quite like Rocky. His latest showdown with a Soviet fighter in Rocky IV has American audiences on the edge of their seats. It had a different effect on Goff.
I went with him to the movie and he didn't seem too interested in it. I think he fell asleep.
Goff identifies more with the old Rocky, who inspired him at the start of his career 9 years ago.
Boy, that really pumped me up, Rocky, So I really went out there and burned it up for a couple of days, and I got tired of it. Went back to my normal training.
Today, Goff's training is anything but normal. With no one to spar with in the backwoods of Mississippi, Sherwood invented a homemade substitute, nicknamed the Killer.
He keeps it right there in my face, and if I don't move with it, he's gonna run over me.
The real killer is Sherwood's weight machine. Using shock absorbers from an old car, it strengthens Jerry's neck for the shock of Yagubkin's right hand. With the match less than 3 weeks away, Goff reported to Colorado last Tuesday to train with the rest of the U.S. team. For the first time in 2.5 months, he had a real-life sparring partner. 30 seconds! And he joined the other U.S. fighters for a few rounds with a Soviet defector who eased their concerns on everything from the KGB to Soviet crowds.
You think that they'll boo any of us? Boo? Why we boo really nice people?
Yeah, they will, do something like that. And
is that good or bad over there? A whistle is...
Consider that it is good.
Finally, Goff saw for the first time his Soviet opponent, 2 years older, 4 pounds heavier, a seasoned fighter with few weaknesses.
Long body shots, but trying to keep him all balanced too.
He hasn't been beaten by an American, so if Mr. Jerry Goff can pull it off, he's got a good feather in his hat.
And in his hands, he'll take hold of the dream he has shared with his father on so many Mississippi nights.
Will Goff be able to scale the heights and beat Yagubkin? The Mississippi fighter has lost just 27 of his 206 fights. A win in Moscow would be the high note.
2 in the world in the heavyweight amateur ranks. Russian's #1. He did pretty well for himself. He's doing all right.